We live. We on the mic. Microphone check 1, 2. Get in.
Friday.
Mm.
Friday.
What's
Been a while.
It's been a minute. I've been going for a minute now. Back all up in it.
Yes.
Man, what's going on? What's popping? What's happening, cousins? Hope y'all all doing well. I know we've been going for a minute. We've been, it took a little break. And that wrong little break, but we back. We gonna get this train back on the tracks. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, and we're gonna finish out this season. We're still on season 1. I'm loving it. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like McDonald's, I'm loving it. But I don't like McDonald's. Anyway, so as always, as always, we got the illustrious, the freedom talker, the motivational speaker, the quote maker, uh, the customizer, the
Look,
your resume is getting deep. You know,
always hustling cousin.
always hustling cousin. Oh man, you
Gotta
quick at it
upload it on the website today.
already.
Yeah.
Quick on it, man.
Yeah.
Jeez. Uh, but anyway, joined by my co-host Molly. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't been to India's Creations, make sure you go check out India's Creations. She has her line of apparel on there, and if you want something custom, she now got something custom for you. So I've gotten plenty of material, and I'm still waiting on something. I'm not going to speak on that, but anyway, go ahead and check that out in there. Get you some apparel, and you know who I am. I'm Shad, aka Bruce Leroy, rocking my Uncle Near's hat. You know what I'm saying? Because I rep the brand. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't get paid for it. We are not affiliated or associated with Uncle Near's, but I do enjoy Uncle Near's whiskey and brand. And I do plan on making my third trip out to the distillery and doing another tour.
Oh,
Oh
really?
yeah. So they just because they're they're growing their distillery. So since my last time visiting Uncle Near's, they've opened up their barbecue restaurant at Uncle Near's. So now you're able to go and get barbecue at the distillery now. Yeah,
Really? Is it
real.
good?
I haven't been yet. That's why I'm going on my third trip.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know
Okay.
what I mean? And I'm gonna go get me another bottle of whiskey because
Yeah.
they have like two whiskeys that you can only get at the distillery now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
1856, and there's a significance behind the years on the bottle. So 1856 is uh when they believe Uncle Near's first star you know, perfected his craft
okay.
of being distillery, and like when he changed the process, and it became like what it is, the number one brands of whiskey now.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. And then you got the 1884, which I think is when I don't want to get it wrong, so I'm not gonna say, but it's 1884, and then they have the master blend. So his one of his descendants, I think it's like great 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 granddaughter.
Hmm.
She's the actual master distiller for the brand. So she's the one that creates the recipe and has the whole process at the
Okay.
distillery. Yeah, and so she has a master blend, which you can only get at the distillery. It's like 100. I think the last time I bought one, it was like 115, 120 proof. I
Okay.
think it was like 115.
Okay.
Yeah. So like learn
Okay.
a lot, learn a lot about whiskey, learn
Yeah.
about the process. It's interesting. And
Yeah.
then this past weekend, I was up in Nashville, and they had a Tennessee whiskey trail experience. So they had uh, a bunch of Tennessee whiskey distillers all
Mhm.
come to Nashville, and like you was able to walk around and taste all the different brands of whiskeys that are made in Tennessee.
Really?
Yep, some old, some new.
Mhm.
Like yeah, like Jack Daniels, had their tractor trailer booth.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
know
they
you
yeah,
did.
They had their they was out there, George Dickel, uh Davidson Reserve, Uncle Nearest had their tent out there, and a bunch of other brands of whiskey that was out there. So real good experience, had fun, uh, real good time. And it's not like you just taste the whiskey, but they also had like their cocktail blend of their whiskey. Like they have different recipes that they use with their whiskeys. So you was able to try that as well.
Oh, really?
All included in the ticket. So all you had to do was walk around and just like, let me get some.
Oh, okay, cool. And
Yep.
I'm sure they have food too, right?
Yep. They had like three food trucks out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
What they had, it was like one was a barbecue spot.
Mm-hmm.
One was like a uh I don't know, I guess you could soul food uh establishment, and then there was like another one that was doing like hot dogs and stuff like that.
Okay.
Not like a regular hot dog, but they was doing like I think
Oh.
they're doing like your Chicago dogs, or like where it's like real extra.
Mm-hmm. With
Yeah.
all the toppings and all that on there.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, cool. So you are going out on the town and
And
seeing,
a little bit, and trying to get out, trying to get out these house, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, trying to get out here and get, like my mom said, I need some new air.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, the elders, they be coming up with these sayings, and
Yeah.
I'd be like, what? Like, oh, I'm telling you, my mom be coming up with some sayings, and I gotta take a step back, like, wait a minute, what'd you say? Yeah,
Yeah.
like one time she told me, she was like, yeah, I got a whole lot going on in the stove, but I ain't got no fire. I said, what? What does that even mean? Wait a minute, hold on. Like, what? You got a whole lot going on the stove, but I ain't got no fire.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, that was
Make you think.
yeah. I was like, what? I'm telling you. And then like it was one, I remember one quote. My grandfather, he used to use this quote, and I remember me and your uncle Near, and
Yeah.
our cousin Kill, we was all talking one time, and we was like, yeah, he ain't no count. And Near was like, ain't no count, what that mean? And we had to break down what that mean what that mean, because he was like, I ain't never heard that. He was like, yeah. He was like, Pop used to say that all the time. Like, ain't no
Yeah.
count. So
Oh my gosh. It's a blessing and very entertaining to be in this family.
yeah, I'm
You definitely get a
absolutely.
good laugh. And if you don't follow the key comedians in our family on Facebook, you need to.
Yeah, good time.
Yes. Yeah. But
uh,
we are here. We are back. Um,
right on, just because podcast.
yeah. We're
So
moving along.
right. So we're gonna get into the topic of the week. So a lot of mass shootings been going on these past couple of weeks. One in not one in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Just recently the one in Uvalde. And then there's been couple scares, a couple threats of mass shootings going to happen. So a lot's going on.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of tragedies, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of a lot of people are not are up in arms, no pun intended.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot of agendas are going to start being pushed even harder on
Yeah.
both sides of like gun laws and gun control. I think safety, a lot of safety issues are going to come up, concerns are going to come up even more, especially when we're talking about schools. uh, I think a lot of parents are going to have their views, and they're going to express their views about you know the access of being able to purchase weapons, who can purchase a weapon, why we need weapons, what kind of weapons you're able to buy,
Yes.
and so forth. And then you just told me that the NRA is having a conference in Houston this
Yes.
weekend. So like for the NRA to have a conference in Houston just after Texas just had a mass shooting, like I know it was already planned and the shooting wasn't planned, but like, yo, you know, the NRA being in Texas after Texas had a shooting, like, you know, you might as well prepare for people to come down there and voice their concerns because the NRA hasn't always been in the best light sometimes. So, I think this we're going to get into today, but I don't think I don't want to get too deep into the actual incidents.
Yes.
I think we can touch on it, but I think we were going to talk more about gun control, gun laws, you know, our perspective anyway, like on these different issues, these different topics, and I'm talking about, you know, people's views on it, and because I got tagged in something and I was a little conflicted in the post that was tagged.
I haven't seen it yet.
So we'll get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's dive into it. So
I relate to this in a different way. So my company that I work for is housed out of Houston. And it kind of got my attention this morning or last night, but this morning when I was listening to the news, because it's just like Houston is a big city. Mm-hmm. I've never been to it, but you know, a lot of my coworkers are housed out of Houston, and I talk to them a lot. I had not spoken to them this week because I didn't want to reach out in a sense of this is happening and people are extremely emotional. Mm-hmm. It can be either way that right. I have experienced with people in Houston. The conference that happened on the news a couple of days ago, where the argument happened with, I guess, the candidate that's running for governor and the current governor. I felt like listening to.
Are you talking about?
Is it O'Rourke? Is that how
Beto O'Rourke?
Yes, O'Rourke.
Yeah, he's running for senator.
He's running for senator.
Senator of Texas. Yeah, he's trying to go after old boy seat. He almost beat him in the last election.
Okay, all right. So he's not running for governor because they were saying that on the news.
Yeah, so he showed up to the governor's press conference. So the governor of Texas, he was having a press conference, and the senator of Texas was there, along with some other officials, and he stood up and started, you know, voicing his concern or voicing his opinion to the governor. So, but yeah, he was running for senator and he almost beat Ted Cruz.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so I'm glad you cleared that up because I'm just getting it, you know.
Yeah. I get it. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna run again for Senate seat. So
I think he should.
He probably is, and so that like this, having that senator with those viewpoints, but you have a governor with a different viewpoint. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of conflict.
Yeah. So, you know, I know you can speak from your viewpoint, but from my viewpoint with dealing with or communicating with people in Houston, you do have very different views of people and what they believe. And it can get really hot and heavy in a room. I know.
Absolutely.
It can get really tricky and will make you uncomfortable. I've been in some uncomfortable situations just based on working. So I know when you throw this into the mix, it's just gonna get a little crazy. I personally did not like the mayor of the town that this occurred in. I didn't like his communication with the senator or the person that's running for senator. I think his response was unprofessional. I do. I get that you're trying to get him to this thing. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I hate when, it runs through your daggone stuff and then it does not come back up how it was. But anyway, there it is. Sorry. But anyway, I personally thought it was unprofessional. Yes, you can ask him to be removed, but you don't want to get into a shouting match. I think we're getting consumed with acting a fool in professional settings. Like it's normal. Like we're so in a sense of, okay, it's okay to act a fool. It's okay to cuss out people. It's okay to, threaten people or whatever else. And for me, I'm a little more conservative. If I have a problem with someone or whatever the case may be, that would be the worst case scenario for responding in that manner. And I get emotions are high, but it's just a little different. So from my viewpoint, I think that maybe they should have thought about the situation a little more. And I know that money is involved with the NRA conference and the big wigs are coming in and you're talking about security measures and all of that. And money has been spent. And you got to make your money for a conference. I get all of that. You don't want to cancel it.
Oh, they're not going to cancel that.
I didn't think they were going to. People have made their travel arrangements and you don't want to get in the midst of paying people back money and all of that with conferences. I get that, but I don't think it was ever going to be canceled anyway.
Of course not. I was going to get it's the NRA, and so the National Rifle Association, they're having a conference. So I've never been to one, and I don't know what's going on, but I have a good idea that there's going to be a lot of vendors that's going to be at this conference.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So a lot of different gun manufacturers and brands that make weapons, and I'm sure they're going to have vendors there that you're able to go and buy and look and show off their new products that are going to come out and whatever. And we're talking about Texas. Texas is like they look at you crazy if you don't got a gun. Like, what? You don't got a gun? You're in Texas. Why don't you have? So that's why I'm saying, like, they're going to show up. But the thing is like I feel like, so you're going to have those different feelings and those different viewpoints are all going to converge on the conference.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, and with people being able, people like I think Texas is open carry.
Okay.
So like they're going to put their guns on their bodies and go to the conference and walk around and blah blah blah. So you're going to have those, and you're talking about coming fresh off of this incident, like it's going to be a lot of feelings. It's going to be a lot of people that's going to show up and they're going to voice their opinions because they feel they feel how they feel. So yes, I think a lot of extra measures are going to need to be taken and a lot of security is going to be taken. But then you also have talking about probably an increase in police presence. And with some of the videos that I've been seeing that's been coming out about how the incident was handled, they're not too high on the list of some people's Christmas list right now. So, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's
getting a little tricky. Because this is what I was thinking last night. When you're getting different stories, and there are more stories that are coming out, I guess, by the hour or the day. That when you're coming out with stories and you're saying this is what happened, then you change it the next day and say, oh no, that wasn't what happened. I'm sorry. This is what happened. And then, like I said, I think it's going to be a big mess when it's all said and done, because it's not just in Texas that this is happening within schools, meaning that it's not safe. It's too easy to get into schools and commit crimes. That's where I'm coming from as a parent. If I'm thinking before this happened this week, okay, you don't even have a security camera to know who's coming in to your school. You can't even really, if you didn't have secretaries at the front desk to say, oh, that person came in and they look like this. But what if their memory didn't operate like that? You wouldn't know who came into your school if you don't have security cameras. And a lot of schools don't have security cameras. They just don't outside of their schools. So with that being said, how are you really going to monitor if you don't have a resource officer with a gun? Because flashlight is not going to do anything. Just not going to happen. So with that being said, like, where is the money coming from to properly fund if resource officers or state police officers need to be housed out of each school? Way back when, years ago, I know with middle schools, some used to have state police officers here in Delaware. Then that went away, where, okay, we don't need them anymore. Then they came back in, yeah, we need someone here with fights, ongoing fights, crimes, whatever. So now I think most of them do have constables in there. But again, like, I think you should have at least two, because what if one calls out, you know, because they're sick or something like that? Then you have nobody. You're back to square one, and you're leaving principals and administrators or staff to protect kids. And I think it's more than just guns. I think it's knives. I think it's just basic fighting. I think it's assaults. I think you're going to have to train teachers to look at the full aspect of what they have. Now, if you choose to train them and they feel like it's a bit overwhelming for them, then they can say, or they should say, hey, you know what, this is not for me. You know, I don't want to do all of this. I could care less about these kids. Because I mean, I have heard it. I've seen it recently. In the last week, I have a video on my phone that shows, this has happened. So if you don't care about kids fighting right in front of you to stop it, I know daggone well if somebody comes in there with a gun, you're going to say F these kids and leave. You're going to protect yourself. So why should I trust administrators or teachers if I know they're not going to keep my kids safe? You know, but in this case, they said that the teachers were, you know, doing their part. And it's really, really, really sad that they lost their lives behind this, you know, but I think it falls on school districts as well. You know, they have to prepare for this. We have to stop thinking, oh, this is never going to happen to us. We need to get out of this mindset of being reactive instead of proactive. We have to plan for the worst case scenario of everywhere, even at work. If we were at work and a person came in with a gun, as for instance, my job, we don't have security cameras. So we don't have anyone up in the front with a gun. We don't have a secretary in the front anymore. Nothing. People can walk in and do whatever that they want to do if they really wanted to do it. The same thing with schools. Why is any back door unlocked?
Oh man, so from what I heard, is that the school normally locks their doors, but I guess they had a graduation earlier that day. So they had, you know, their facility was open, and I guess they never went back and like re-secured the school after the graduation, and allegedly that's how he was able to access the school.
Yes.
So yeah. So I don't know. I mean, so I don't know what the answer is. Is it more guns? Is it training teachers on guns? Because that was presented at one point, and they was like, "Nah, that's not the answer." So I don't know. You get out here like Joe Clark and start chaining up doors. I mean,
I think, from my perspective, I don't think teachers need to have guns.
I don't think so.
They can't even. Most of them can't even do right with the common sense stuff. So, and I love I love great teachers. I'm not knocking the great teachers, but from my experience, the last 4 months, It has been really ridiculous.
Mm.
So from old to young.
Mm.
And that's why I'm saying, if you don't want to be there, don't be there. If you want to love kids and be there, and if you're there for the right reasons, whether you're an administrator or staff, I'm grateful for y'all, because I know it's not an easy task. But at the same time, I think, you know, with this situation, this current situation, I think we need to look at everyone, every agency that's involved in this, whether it's police, whether it's Department of Education, whether it's the government on the higher level, federal government. You know, I think that someone or groups need to come together and properly plan and execute how we're going forward, because it's just ridiculous that 19 children had to lose their lives over, you know, someone that had issues. And I get the mental health aspect of it. I get all of that. But at the same time, you know, it's just ongoing. Even with the incident in New York, it's just really, really sad. And again, you're having people with hate in their hearts for whatever reason.
Mm.
And, you know, we weren't taught that. I don't agree with any of, you know, not liking white people, not liking Black people for whatever reason. I don't agree with that at all. And I don't teach my kids that way either. Love everyone, because what's running through us is Black and white anyway, meaning that our ancestors were white and African American as well. So, you know, we're not, I'm just speaking for me. I'm not getting away from that. That's my history. So I teach my kids that, and my kids do not treat other kids that way. But I can't say the same for other parents, because, you know, they're some people are just breeding their kids different.
Yeah, or they may not be breeding their kids at all. They're allowing the internet to breed their kids. You know, they're getting a lot of information off of the internet, and they, you know, start going down these rabbit holes of ideologies and, you know, the way different content that comes out, and you're, you know, consuming that content, and you might, you know, feel like your values and your beliefs align with that, but, you know, I think it's not good, but you know, it's you need to stop. Like race isn't really a thing. Like, I mean, to be honest, like, I don't believe, like, it's not really a thing. It was something that was created because it's a physical feature that you can separate people. You know what I mean? So it, you know, it was used to, like, so you can visually see a difference, and you can be like, okay, yes, there's a difference, so this must be true, or this must be correct. You really need to evaluate people on their character, because if your character is flawed, your character is flawed. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. You know, none of that physical stuff matters. Like, your character is what makes you. So if your character is flawed, then that's what, you know, that's what you really need to pay attention to. That's what you really need to be, you know, what we really need to look at. You know, so, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know how do you protect, you know, is, you know, a lot of feelings, a lot of viewpoints, a lot of agendas going to be pushed, like I said. And, like, you know, do we need assault weapons to be sold? You know, what do you need an assault weapon for? What is the purpose behind it? What does this need? Like, so
I'm not familiar with the assault weapon that he had. So is it something that from what I heard on the news, it's a rifle, if I'm not mistaken. Is that what he had? Something that is used for people in the military.
Yeah.
That's what they were saying this morning. So why would the gun manufacturers just take that off of the common market for people to get if they don't need it? Like to me, when someone this is just me. If someone walked in and said, "Hey, I want to buy that rifle," and they're 18 years old, well, it's a red flag to me. What what are you doing? And also, like you said, you got to look at the people too. I think it's too easy to buy guns for different reasons. But you don't want to put laws into place where if someone like me goes out and buys a gun today and I don't have any prior situations or things or whatever, and you give me a hard time because we have to have, I want to say 5 to 7 references in Delaware now to get a gun license. I want to say they changed it here recently because I just looked up like 2 months ago. Yeah. So we go from possibly 3 to 4 references to 5 or more. And it's just like, okay, I can run through a lot of references, but why should I even have to go through that? I don't have no prior crimes. I don't have nothing on my record, or I'm a common person. So why can I walk in here today and say, hey, I want to buy this particular gun, and you'll give me resistance on it. But for some people, it's just easy to just walk in, get it, they walk right back out.
Well, yeah. So it varies state to state because each state has its own laws and their own requirements of purchasing weapons. So yeah, I get it. And then like, I don't notice that like the individual that bought the weapon, like he just turned 18. So he probably was in the same, the same situation. He has no priors. He had nothing before this. So, he might have been easier for him, but it's like, the argument now is like, why are 18-year-olds allowed to purchase assault rifles? You can't buy alcohol. You can't rent a car, but you can go out and buy an assault rifle. So it's like, so do we, what do you change legislation? You can't even 18 years old, you can't even drive a tractor trailer.
Really?
Right. You can't, you have to be 21 to get a CDL.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So that's another thing that's like, because they're talking about with with the shipping crisis that's going on right now, there's not enough trucks to move all the stuff, but then they're like, we'll drop the age of CDL to 18, and then that way 18-year-olds can get their CDLs and they can go out here and start driving these trucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. It's
what do you think about that?
About the age?
Do you think they should drop it to 18 to get CDLs?
To get a CDL? Maybe 19.
Maybe 19.
Yeah. Because if if you're graduating around 17, 18, give you that year in order to take that course and get some more time behind the wheel. You know what I mean? Because like driving a car is way different than driving, a semi truck. So it's a lot that goes on behind that. So, but yeah, I think like, and then if you're at that younger age, the course to get a CDL should be a little bit longer. Like it should be a different course if you're under 21. Give them more time because first of all, semi trucks are shift. They're shift and like not too many people drive manual shift cars these days.
Yes.
I'm looking for one.
Oh.
I miss it. I miss driving manual shift.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Never drove one before.
No, that's what I learned on.
No.
Man. And I had when I was in Europe.
Nowhere either.
Man, when I was in Europe, I had one. I had a ball driving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss it. I bet you if they teach more people how to drive manual, they wouldn't be on their phone as much as they are. Because you
is
need both hands.
true. That is
You
true.
need both hands.
That is a valid point. Because man, it's just like, not to get off topic, but it's the common thing now. Sit at the light is green. We all here waiting on you.
Get off the phone.
Conversation.
Tell you. You don't get your man. I'll be getting road rage too, man. I get road rage off little things too. Like, why are you yielding in this turn? It's not a yield. There's no yield sign. Like, you keep going. Like, move. Or you riding in that left lane? Get over in the right lane. Why are you over here? I'm telling you, you lucky Mario Kart's not real, because I'd be shooting turtles at you all day if you're in that left lane and you just cruising. Get out the left lane. Got my road rage flare up. Anyway, be back on topic.
No.
But yeah, so I think, like, I don't know, I think there's a lot of genders gonna be pushed, and they're gonna talk about changing the age for you being able to purchase a weapon. You know, I think they're gonna, push again for, more scrutiny on background checks. Just making it harder, because like we're the only country that it's so easy to attain a weapon. Like in Europe, it's hard to to purchase a weapon in Europe.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's super hard to purchase a weapon in Europe. Like, there's so much you got to go through to purchase a weapon in Europe, like overseas.
Really?
Yeah. Like, even to get a license, I think it's like a year. You have to go for a year of training before you're licensed in Europe.
Really?
Like, yeah, so it's but we're the land of ease, land of convenience. So everything has to be express line. So that which brings me to the topic I alluded to earlier, and I was talking about. So one of our aunts, like, she had posted about there's a petition to stop the sale of assault weapons, and and like, she tagged me in it, and I was kind of like, I commented, I said, "Ooh, I'm a little conflicted on that because I buy assault weapons." I built my own. I built my own rifle.
Really?
Yeah, so I have a rifle. I built it myself, and I plan on building like a couple more. You know what I mean? And it's like, I had a conversation with a couple of my friends last night, and one of my friends was like, what is the purpose? What do you need an assault rifle? And my friend was like, to go to the range and shoot. So I mean, it's like, it's hard. Like, I believe that there should be, I think the age range where you can purchase assault rifles need to be changed. You know what I mean? I think, and regardless if you have a parent with you, like, I still think that, like, even if you got a parent with you, that young age of being able to purchase a weapon needs to be changed. You know what I mean? Like, I think there should be, those background checks need to continue. They need to be scrutinized. I think those at gun dealers need to, maybe just poke a little bit on, like, why you. I don't know. If you're young and you coming in, you buying a weapon and you're by yourself, like, there should be some more questions behind why you trying to purchase a weapon. Like,
absolutely, I think it should be too.
Especially after the events of going on. Like, if you're able to just go into a store and, like, you just someone that's young and clearly young, because you have to fill out paperwork and you have to put your date of birth and all that stuff on there. So it's like, there's no red flags going off when this young 18-year-old comes in by themselves and wants to purchase a weapon. And, like, you're not, your spider senses are not tingling a little bit. Like, why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? regardless, like it's, so I think some maybe not. That's not like law that needs to be enacted or anything like that, but that's just like some personal emphasis on like, just like why is this young individual coming in and purchasing an assault rifle?
Can you imagine a person that sold him those guns or sold him, and they may have even thought about it, but they may have even asked him. Who's to say that they didn't ask? But they just, they got an order to be fulfilled and they fulfilled the order,
Yeah.
But going back to your point too, it doesn't matter if parents are involved either there, because as we saw in, I believe, Michigan a couple months ago, that little boy was being bullied and his parents took him in to get that gun. And, it doesn't matter if parents are there or not. And that's what I go back to. Yes, they're being taught online through social media, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, wherever, whatever that they have, they're being pushed. They're seeing things. We're not sitting there next to them when they're seeing all of this stuff that they are getting on an everyday basis, even my own 11-year-old. So you have to monitor what they're looking at. You have to talk to them and ask them, what are they looking at on YouTube, on their phones, whatever, because it's running through these Xboxes and whatever else. So, you definitely need to talk to your kids, but yes, as parents need to be involved as well. And we can't go along with bad behavior as well, similar to what happened in Michigan, meaning that he goes in, he has the gun with him. And this is another thing I want to say we touched on a couple months ago when we spoke about gun safety, but he had the gun in there with him when he had a meeting with the principal that morning. So principals are not even thinking, let me search him right now. They're just thinking, let's just get this resolved. They're not, huh?
Can you even search them?
Yeah, you can search them because they're doing searches over at the middle schools all day long. Yeah. If a threat is posed, and that's why I think when we were going to school, you had to have an actual cop search you, I want to say. But now, if a threat is posed, if they said anything, yeah, let me search your stuff. So also we need to get our lawmakers in order as well.
Yeah, so
the way that we vote is really important, and we need to know who we're voting for.
Yeah, that's about to change too. I feel like all right, so this year is midterms.
Let's get into it.
This year is midterms. And Democrats, they're not gonna make it. I'm telling you right now. That's what I see. I don't see Democrats making it this year. They're gonna become the minority again, and if Republicans will become the majority. You know what I mean? So, and I think talking specifically in our community, I think our community they're no longer going to just blindly go Democratic anymore. It's another shift, another change is going to come, and I think at the end of this midterm year, I think a lot of people are going to stop looking at just parties and really, and I hope that start looking at individuals and what are they going to do? Not necessarily what are you going to do for our community, but what are you going to do? And they're going to maintain accountability.
Listen, I was not a person that was so strong about voting before all of this, or the last couple of years, I would say. But here recently, it has really touched a nerve with me, because when things happen in our community and we reach out to lawmakers and they're not responsive, but they will tear our phones up and mailboxes up during election time or before. Am I lying?
Gotta put
No.
the sign in your yard. Gotta get your support.
It's a good talk.
So it's how it's been for you. That's how it's always been for years. You know, I'm good. This is what I'm gonna do for. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm looking to do. And then when the time comes, here's my thing, right? You talk about the things that you're gonna do once you get into that position, but you don't. What we don't, and what they know, but they're not saying, like, you don't account for is your opposing members, right? So just like the administration said they're going to put X amount of money into the HBCUs. That was your plan. You know what I mean? And it sounded good. But your opposing members don't feel the same way. That amount of money needs to be put. So that's when your compromise comes in. You know what I mean? And then you're putting way less than what you propose. Because that's what that's the agreement that you came to. So it's like,
that's subject with me.
I know it. I know. So it's like, when you're running, you have all these grandiose ideas and you're spouting these grandiose ideas, but it's like at the same time, you have to be real. And us as the voters have to be real and understand that there is an opposing view and opposing members that don't feel the same way. And they have their own agenda and they have their own plans of what they want to do, or things they want to implement and enact. So let's be real. You know what I mean? So let's be real in who we're looking at to vote for, who is what their rhetoric is, and who's really going to go to bat for you. And stop allowing, unnecessary rhetoric to enter your mind and be put on. Because I say that because I recently seen a post where, like, was it an AC what's it
ACLU?
No. The she's the up in New York. Was it, I don't know how you say Ocasio?
Spanish?
Yeah.
Is it Ocasio?
Ocasio or something like that. She's the representative up in New York. Female.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyways, and then there's another woman. I can't figure her name right now, but she always wears hijab wraps, and she gets a lot of she catches a lot of flack. And there was I think there was someone else, and I think like there was like a pic. They showed their like significant others, and they're all Caucasian individuals.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like, but I say that because it's like, who they like, I get it, like to a point, who they date can rub you the wrong way, but like, what is their agenda and what are they pushing for, and what are they, what they're pushing for the betterment of the community, and it's the betterment of,
I think we definitely need to look into what are they doing for the people.
Yes.
I don't think that it needs to be anything else, because you can talk to me all day and tell me your plan or what you're going to do, and it may sound good. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because I was just in a meeting a month ago. And I don't even know if I said anything to you about it. I may. But I was in a meeting last month, and someone was running for the school board here. And they really had a good speech. I mean, they were throwing out good ideas and everything. And I was like, oh, wow. And they sounded like they were for the community. But first, are you reaching the community that you're saying that you want to vote for you? Because if you're unwilling to talk to us, Parents, whether you're Caucasian, African American, whoever, if you're unwilling to talk to us, you don't want my vote. You just don't. And then when you're trying to get our votes, we don't even see you. I don't even know who you are. So how, I mean, I'm, basically a person that knows people in our community. Mm-hmm. So if I don't know someone connected to me should know you. And if I keep hearing, no, I don't know that person at all. I know nothing about them. So it gets a little tricky, but you say you want my vote, but I'm telling you, the level of discernment that I have right now, when I saw the person after the meeting and they were standing in front of me and they were unwilling to even say hello to me, and when I looked at them, I'm not even exaggerating, I saw the devil. Never have experienced this in my life. Never. It shifted. And I'm not exaggerating. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, hold on, wait a minute. I can't, like, I want to vote for you because I want this person out. But I can't vote for you because what I just saw, and your energy was horrible. Horrible.
Horrible.
Yes. So when we're talking about votes, even down to school board candidates, it's extremely important because they are orchestrating what goes on in our schools. When it's lawmakers, they are orchestrating what laws are being put into place. Mm-hmm. And when we have issues, we need to hold them responsible. And if they are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, then no, you're not getting voted back in. And that goes all the way to the top. If you say, hey, we're gonna talk about, our plan is to take care of this school debt, this college debt, and I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a major problem if that Navient, or what is it, Advantage now, balance don't go down for a lot of people. I'm not just speaking for self. It's about to be a real mess out here.
There's some conflicting views about that too.
Yeah, but I get, we signed up for it. Get that? I get it. But don't throw out bait and then pull it back, because now it's a game at this point. And I get that too. You've educated me on that as well, meaning that this is the system that has been built overall. So if the system is working for them, then it is what it is. But again, our votes are very important, and we need to get out and vote and stop sitting on the side thinking, hey, it doesn't involve me, because at the end of the day, it involves everybody. It involves generations from us now, and we don't look at that either. Like, laws are not being put into place for right now. It's for our future. It's for our future. And we have to make sure that our kids know, yes, you need to go and vote. This was my first time going and voting for a school board candidate or candidacy. First time. I've never done that before, but y'all done pissed me off so bad. Now I got my vote. And I'm glad it took that. But, it's just like, I'm just being honest. You have to. Mm-hmm. You have to get involved.
Yeah.
It should be more than 700 people going to vote in the Cesar Ronnie School District, or whatever it was. It was under 1,000. So where is everyone at? It's just common questions that, I'm bringing up now as a parent. And yeah, it took me a minute, but, these are issues that are going on every single day. And it's not just New York, Texas, Michigan. It can happen right in our back door because we get too comfortable. We'll do this for a good week, as everybody is saying. We'll talk about it for a good week. And by next Friday, or probably next Saturday, when all the funerals are done and school is done, then we'll get relaxed again. And we won't hear about this until the next school year.
Nah, I give it until Saturday, tomorrow.
This Saturday.
Yeah, because I'll tell you why. I could be wrong, but this is why. Top Gun comes out this weekend. That's going to be the topic of discussion. Top Gun, the movie, Maverick, Top Gun, Tom Cruise.
Oh,
the new Top Gun movie. It comes out today.
Mm-hmm.
Stranger Things 4 comes out on Netflix today.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna front. I'm gonna be binge watching that this weekend, but I'm a Stranger Things fan. But yeah, so and then I'm pretty sure something else is gonna happen that's gonna be the topic of news, like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Why is
Listen, we talked about that yesterday as well, my kids and I, and they asked, what is this about? And I said, y'all, I really don't know. I've never watched one of his movies.
Huh?
No.
Oh, I've seen all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Mm-mm.
I rocks with JD and Pirates of the Caribbean. I ain't gonna front.
But you not rocking with this court hearing, are you?
Not at all. I ain't watched 1 second of any of that. And I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's not important in our everyday lives.
In no shape or form.
Help us pay our bills.
In no shape or form do I care about their court case and why it's being publicized.
They're putting it right there in front of us.
It's entertainment.
Yeah. And it's just like, no, I'm not interested in that. I'm more interested in why these kids got killed the other day and they didn't have to get killed.
All right. Why did this teenage terrorist drive 4 or 5 hours
absolutely
in New York to purposely kill Black people?
Mm-hmm.
And was apprehended unharmed. So you tell me that this individual could be apprehended unharmed, mm-hmm. but the individual that shot the kids couldn't be apprehended unharmed? So you can find out what the motivation was, what was the cause of it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about here?
It's an ongoing issue,
right? So I'm telling you, it's you keep pushing and you're gonna get pushed back. You know what I mean? And you're gonna this after George Floyd, and I think a little bit before, but after George Floyd's death, the number of African Americans that purchased weapons increased significantly. Mm-hmm. And so now now there's reports about the police and how they handle the school shooting, and parents are upset, and parents are trying to get into the school to save their kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Did you see the father on the ground that they were holding down? Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if he got arrested or not. I want to say it was another woman. I was reading last night that they held and arrested. She was trying to get to her kids, and she said I guess, obviously got tired of waiting on them. So she went in herself. I'm not sure how true the story is, but she went in herself.
Got her kids and got out?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, it's just very interesting. And I would do the same. I would definitely do the same with the, like, I would have checked out by then. I don't care what you talking about. You don't want to go in, I'm going in, and whatever happens. But these are mine. And I don't think we can have a expectation for state police or city cops or whatever to care about our kids as much as we do. I just don't think so because they're not going to. And
I don't. I think it's. I don't know. You're gonna start having more parents posted outside of schools. I think that's gonna happen for a little while. It's happened before, but I think you're gonna have more parents to be posted outside of schools.
You said protesting?
Posted, not protesting, posted.
Oh,
Parents,
and let it be known, it will be India Renee too.
they'll be posted out. I mean, like parents would just waiting for something to happen so they can respond.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's going to happen, and I think gun sales are going to increase. I think that more Americans are going to start and drive the police themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's going to be interesting, and I think if you are going to purchase a weapon or you're thinking about purchasing a weapon, like I said before, and I've spoke about it on this podcast before, don't just go get a weapon and not do anything. Learn, educate, train, understand the laws in the state that you're operating in, understand the weapon that you're buying, understand the weapon and how it works, and all that great stuff, and join an association. I wouldn't particularly suggest the NRA, but there are other associations that you can join, and there is a National African American Gun Association that you can join, and they do things like they educate on weapons. They are network, so you can talk to other individuals who are more trained and has a better understanding of weapons and laws than you do. They advocate. They work with lawyers and all that stuff. So if you're gonna be a part of that or that community, make sure that you're fully a part of that community and you fully understand what you're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just get something and then just lay it down somewhere or put it somewhere. Because that's how your kids get access to weapons is they don't go buy it. They get it because they know where you leave it. They know you leave it unlocked or they leave it unsecured. And that's when incidents happen. Whether it's they go shoot someone or they ended up accidentally shooting themselves or another family member or whatever. So please, by all means, educate yourself, learn, get the skills, and do better.
Absolutely. We're definitely praying for everyone involved and the triggers that this may trigger people for anxiety and depression, because sometimes even taking a break from the news as well is needed. And it's a lot that's going on in our world on a weekly basis, and we definitely need to take a life break sometimes from everything that's going on. So I would definitely recommend that as just this weekend itself. Most of us have 4 days off, or a good percentage of us.
I do.
Off. So, this is this is a time to get some rest and think about it, but also talk to your kids as well. I'm talking to mine every single day, even basic of conversation of when you go into a store, monitor the people around you.
I'm is when you go somewhere, like in your mind, just think about you evaluate people, look at people, look at their demeanor, pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to exits. Even if I can help it, if I go to a restaurant or anywhere and I sit down, I try not to, but I never sit with my back to the door or to the opening. I mean, it's sad, but it's stuff that I do. I'm constantly looking, I'm constantly evaluating. So it's it's a practice that you might want to pick up.
Yeah, it is true. It's something lifelong I don't know. Like I said, I learned this at a very young age. Someone brought some firecrackers into my school, thought it was a good day to set off some firecrackers, and I have not been right since.
Mm.
So, it's just scanning people, constantly scanning people. And that's everywhere I go. No matter if I'm around family or whatever, it's just in my mind, embedded in my mind of what if something pops off. And it is what it is. So definitely people scan, know your surroundings, know your exits, know where doors are to lead to somewhere else. I'm thinking about Target right now. I need to run, but you know, if you're all the way in the back of a Target store, where are you going? You know, where are the doors at?
Mm-hmm.
It's just something that we're going through. And like I said, just talk to your family members, even the older people in our family, just talking to them, even if we can do their grocery shopping for them, take that away from them if they're willing to give it to you.
Because I was about to comment, I was like, I'm not doing that because they got their own way. They got to feel that, touch that, squeeze that, poke that, inspect that. Nah, don't get that brand. Get that brand, and don't get that brand. That brand's too expensive. You don't need that brand. And I'm like, oh, not doing it.
What'd you say? Not.
I'm not doing it.
So yeah, but it was a good conversation today.
For sure. All right. Final thoughts.
I can't say my final thoughts.
Oh, okay.
I'll get going again. You take it over. Because like I said, I can get going about everything. But no, you close out for us, please.
Oh man. Final thoughts. UGK and 8 Ball MJG had a versus last night. I didn't get to watch it. I had something else I had to do.
I don't know them.
What? You don't know UGK and MJG and 8 Ball?
I know Bun B, right?
Yeah, Bun B, Pimp C. There's UGK.
Don't know Pimp C.
Well, Pimp C passed like some years back, but
yeah,
they was on. Come on now, they was on the pimping.
I know that.
And 8 Ball NJG. See, oh man, see, we have to open up your palate. You know what I'm saying? You need to get out that east. You need to get out that east. You know what I'm saying? You can merge yourself with some of this south. You know what I mean?
Oh man, no, I didn't know them two on that last night, and I was just like, you know what? Usually I'm big on verses, but last night was not it for me at all.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna have to open your palate, man. I'm gonna have to get you out that east. You've been in the east too long. You've been in the east too long. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Slim Thug?
No, I'm not. I never been Slim Thug.
Man, yeah, I rock some Slim Thug. You know what I'm saying? Mike Jones. These are all like Houston rappers. But yeah.
I remember Mike Jones, but
yeah, about 10 minutes.
Paul
Wall, yeah.
But no, I was not heavy into the South music. If it wasn't Chris or Tip, somebody like that, then no. I didn't do that Southwest. What I should say. I haven't anyway. So
yeah. I was thirsting because I went to my first due station before Hood in Texas.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? I was immersed in it when I got down there. You know what I mean? That Chopped and Screw. Because I remember the first time they played Chopped and Screwed, it was a Jay-Z song. And I was like, oh, and I was like, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with your CD? Your CD skipping. I was like, your CD all right? And they was like, nah, it's Chopped and Screwed. I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
I was like, mess it all up. And then, next thing I know, I'm out there, the South Side. Yeah, right. I'm telling you. Boosie. Little Boosie. I don't really rock with Boosie too much.
Yeah.
Because Boosie be way left sometimes. So, but
yeah. I'm not I'm heavy into the East though. You know, I'm with Diddy. I'm with Bad Boy. I'm with
Mm,
the Locks definitely, and I'm looking forward to seeing who's gonna be on music. One Music Fest
mm.
because I'm definitely going back. Mm. So yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, final thoughts. Be safe. Be vigilant. Uh, you know, the weather's getting warmer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So go out here, enjoy yourself. Been stuck in the house this time, ain't really been out and about, but uh I think I'm gonna get outside a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Uh yeah, and learn. You know, that's my motto. Learn something new, and don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid of failure. You know, that's another gripe I have with the school system. I feel like the school system has indoctrinated you in thinking that failure is not an option, which in reality it really is an option. You need to fail so you can learn from your failure.
Yeah.
You only fail when you don't learn from it. So
You need to try.
yeah, you gotta try. If it, you know what I'm saying? You know, Cat Williams said it best, try it, don't work. Try it, don't work. Try it. Keep trying. Keep working through your failures, keep working through, you know, pursue your ideas. You know, if you have an idea, there's something that you want to do, pursue it, research it, look into it, Google it. Google is your friend. Get into it, learn about it, understand it, get into some conversations, start following content on like Instagram,
Mm.
on something that you want to get into. There's a lot of content out there, people that put content out there about real estate, about credit cards, about investing, about different kinds of real estate, single family, multifamily, mobile homes is, increasingly becoming popular. Something that I'm looking at getting into is like container homes,
Mm-hmm.
tiny homes, small homes, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Yeah. You're trying to get into crypto or NFT or whatever, like, start looking for that content and get and consuming that content. All of it is not great, but
Yeah.
even though it's not great, you could probably still learn something from it.
Mm-hmm.
So, get into it, try and change your situation. If you want to get out of a situation, you got to learn, you know what I mean? You can't just jump off the diving board if you ain't never been in water before.
Yeah.
You got to go in that shallow end and kind of, figure your way out around water. So whatever that you're trying to get into, research it, learn about it, figure it out, and take small actions towards it. You know what I mean? Like if it's real estate, just talk to a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
Go to an open house and just look at that open house. Go view a house and just
Yeah.
look, talk to a realtor, you know, talk to a bank about loans and what's the process and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just learn about it, and then when you're ready to kind of stick your foot in the water, stick your toes in the water, then you kind of do that. Get those reps. It's all about repetition and trying it, and keep trying and doing those repetitions,
Mm-hmm.
right? uh you know if you never lifted weights before, you can't go on the first day and figure you're gonna lift 225 pounds. Like, it's not gonna happen. So repetitions get you to that point. So absolutely, talk to family members. You never know. Family members might want to help you, support you, invest in you. Family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my final thoughts. And take it easy, be
Yeah.
safe as always, and we'll catch you on the flip side. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put Molly on to some UGK and some A-ball and MJG. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get her out that northeast, and try and expose her into some other music.
North with an F.
You know what I
Um.
mean? You're listening to that new Kendrick?
uh. Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was um great. Me myself,
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot of mixed feelings, but me myself, I think he's speaking the truth. I think Kendrick is always speaking the truth. I actually think that Kendrick is one of the best people that I have seen in person. Yeah. And if you haven't seen him, then put him on your list because he definitely is, like I said, one of the best that I have seen. And stop listening to this stupid stuff. You can't even understand what they're saying. But if they spitting to you, like Kendrick is spitting to you, and y'all, it's not correlated. You're not understanding what he's saying. Like, what's wrong with you?
So, all right, before we get out, I thought about this the other day, and I was like, they have their lane. I'm not gonna. I can't find. They have their lane. They have their lane, right? Because like, let's be real. Like the Kendrick album, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're trying to go out for the night, and the DJ plays the Kendrick album all night,
that it's the energy gonna be bad,
right? So they have their lane. Like, if you ain't really trying to listen to lyrics or really like think or consciously think or anything like that, and while you're out and about and you're trying to have a good time at night, like that's their lane. You know what I mean? Like they have their lane. So they create that music that,
for the younger people.
So you can, drop down and get your eagle on. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick is, while I'm in the car going to work or taking a road trip, I'm listening to Kendrick and listening to J. Cole. That's what I'm listening to. So
listen, I still have to get in the car and listen to me. I mean, it is what it is.
Oh, no, wait a minute.
Yes, I have to listen to Dreams and Nightmares because it's motivational. I have to listen to Cardi B.
That's it?
But this other stuff, we come from Biggie and Tupac. I wasn't big on Tupac, but I was big on Biggie. Big on the locks. So, that's 90s is through my Apple Music.
I'm telling you. 90s and early 2000s.
Early 2000s. Early.
I think that was like one of the best eras.
Best.
Of hip hop. Like, I'm not gonna, like, it was so. See, now we're getting into another subject, and we're gonna be on here for like another 45 minutes because we're gonna talk about music. But it was so much great music that came out across the board. I'm talking like East Coast, West Coast, South, Midwest. I mean, because Kanye came out of Chicago, Common came out of Chicago.
Can we get the old Ye back?
Like, nah, you're not gonna get that NBA back. You're not getting old yet. You're getting Morton Salt, Rain Boot, Kanye. That's what you're getting. That's what you're getting from now on.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but I want to touch on this. You're talking about scaling as an entrepreneur. What Mary J. Blige just did earlier this month with the Strength of a Woman conference in Atlanta, that's going to be big. It is to grow. You got entertainment for a weekend in Atlanta, Mother's Day weekend every year going forward. Like it was so smart. And I will probably be there next year as well. So I just want to say that. Shout out to Mary on her award, her lifetime award or whatever it was for Billboard. Because I would love to see Mary again. But yeah, I think that we grew up in a good music era, the best music era possible. Because
I'm telling you, man, like, oh my God, Wu-Tang and DMX, like, yo, DMX came out a little bit. He came out. Like, who else had 2 platinum albums in 1 year?
Who was that?
DMX.
DMX. Oh, yes. Like, listen, when it turns on, I just think about this the other day. Went to go see DMX, and I have never seen a person lose their mind like that.
Not since Michael Jackson.
No, I mean jumping and stumping and yelling, and I mean it just shocked me. I've always been a DMX fan. Wasn't supposed to be listening to his music,
Didn't matter. Didn't matter. When blood, flesh of
When
my flesh.
came out, my sisters, one particular sister, she thought she was a part of Rough Riders. You know, she really did. So she had every rap lyric down. When Dad would leave to go to work, we picked that Rough Riders album in, and we turned that Joker up, and it was on. So they don't know that now. Our kids, they not getting none of that. But when we grew up in De La Soul, Rough Riders, Eve, DMX,
Tribe Called Quest, Nori, you know what I mean? Nas, Fugees, Lauryn Hill, Outkast, David Banner, Snoop, Ice Cube, Corrupt, Daz Dillinger, E40. I mean, it's
just so much. But
UGK, Slim Thug, Paul Wall.
They got their own lane. I haven't been on that lane yet, but yeah.
Hot Boy, Juvie. I mean, anyway, Ja Rule, like, I don't think
Ja Rule has a catalog.
Yo, I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, anyway.
Everybody.
We're closing it. That's another episode. We have to do another episode and talk about music. I'm done.
Yeah. We will see y'all next time.
Yeah, right. Yo, thank you for listening, cousins. We appreciate y'all. As always, if you please rate the show, leave a comment, leave a review. Let us know if you come to the Facebook page, however long that's gonna last, because apparently Facebook is getting rid of the podcast. We have Instagram, Just Cuz Podcast, on Instagram, Just Cuz Podcast, on Facebook. So please, by all means, let us know, reach out to us. And I think, and we need to start, we've been asked to have guests on the show. We need to start having those guests on the show, and what I'm saying, so we can honor that. But as always, y'all be safe, y'all be easy, and we'll catch you on the flip.
All righty.